Hey guys, and welcome back for another tutorial. Today we're going to be making this really adorable kitty cat headband. So the first thing you're going to need is your yarn of choice, and I happen to be using black and white today, and a headband. And this is a really great project if you have a lot of headbands laying around that you don't like anymore or that you want to recover. And a darning needle, and I used a 5mm hook. So the first thing we're going to do is cover the entire headband. So you're going to do single crochets along the whole entire headband, and you're going to start by making a little slip knot on the end of your yarn and then putting that at the one end of your headband. So if you've done single crochets, then this is pretty easy, but it's a little bit different than what you're normally used to, because if you normally do your single crochets into a stitch, this time you're going to be taking your yarn and then wrapping it around the headband, then yarning over, and then bringing the yarn through the loop. So at first it's a little bit tricky. This is your first initial slip stitch, and then you will go around, grab your yarn, then yarn over, and then bring it through the 2 loops. So again, we take our hook, go around, bring the yarn back around, if that makes any sense, and then bring your new yarn over through the 2 loops. And you're going to do a ton of single crochets. I don't have a number. It depends on how big your headband is. But I'm just basically trying to cover my whole entire headband. And I'm sorry if I keep going out of frame. I find it difficult to pay attention to the little thing on the camera and also crochet at the same time. But anyways, so now what I'm doing is I'm just scrunching up all the stitches. Every so often I do that, and then I just keep continuing on. So I've probably done 100 single crochets. I'm not exactly sure, but yeah, I've just covered up the whole entire thing. And I made sure that all the single crochets, like the knot parts, were on the outside of it. So now I'm going to start working on the ears. And now you're just going to basically just try to evenly space out the ears on your headband where you want them to be. And then you're going to introduce your color. In this case, I'm going to be doing white, and the only reason why I'm doing white is just so that it's more visible for you guys. So it doesn't really look great to have the 2 colors just because of like the behind the ears isn't as nice, but for demonstration purposes, I decided to do white just so that it was more visible for you guys. So now I'm just going to do regular single crochets again, and I'm going to do 9 single crochets. And I'm going to go into each individual stitch. So I just found, where I wanted it to be on my headband, and then started with that stitch. Then I chained 1 and then did 9 single crochets. Well, I did 8 single crochets. So 9 including the first chain 1. Okay, and then I'm turned my work and I did another chain 1, and now I'm going to start decreasing because we're going to be making a triangle. And so you go into your first stitch, yarn over, and then you go through your next stitch and yarn over, so you have 3 loops on your hook, and then you bring your yarn through all 3 loops. So now you're going to continue on doing single crochets, and then once you get to the last 2 stitches, you're again going to do another decrease. So same as the first. And then you're going to chain 1 and then turn your work again. So right away, again, you're going to do your decrease. So single crochet 2 together, and then continue on with single crochets until you get to the last 2 stitches where you are again going to do another 2 single crochets together. And then chain 1 and then turn your work again. So you will have 4 stitches at this point, and you will be doing 2 single crochets together twice. And then you'll be left with 2 stitches, and then you can do that one more time, 2 single crochets together, and then that is the end of your triangle. And then you can just chain 1 and then fasten off. Which fasten off just means you just yank on it so it basically knots that chain. Okay, so now there is my triangle. It doesn't look perfect, and from here I usually like to take another yarn or the same yarn, and I'm going to just edge the triangle just so that it looks more neater and not so bumpy. So like I said before, I'm doing another color just for demonstration purposes, but I would most likely do the same color for everything just so that it looks a lot neater. So because you're going up the side of the triangle, there's no real stitches that you can stick your hook into, so you kind of have to just find spots. But we're just doing slip stitches all the way up and then all the way back down the other side of the triangle. And when you get to the top triangle, like the top of it, you're going to do 3 slip stitches so that you can account for both sides of the triangle at the top. So it's a little bit tricky, and the first time I did it, it didn't look very nice, but the second time I did it, it looked way better. So, you know, don't be too hard on yourself. Just try again. And it's okay if you don't like it, then you can always just take your scissors and cut it right off your headband and start all over again. But I know that the little kitten ears are a little trend these days, especially with that Ariana Grande. So I thought that it would be really cute to make something like that, and I know my daughter would love it because she's 4 and, you know, she loves cute girly things. So I think it's adorable. So now I'm just going to finish up the last stitch of the triangle, and then I'm just going to fasten off. And then there's my one ear. So now I'm just going to do my next ear. And with the magic of videography, there we go. And then I put a cute little flower on there for a little embellishment, and I think it turned out really adorable. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you have any questions, don't hesitate to comment below. Visit my blog to find out more information about this tutorial, and hit me up on my social media, my Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr, all that fun stuff. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye guys!